The fluorescent lights of the executive boardroom seemed to hum with tension as Marcus Chen stood at the front of the table, his worn briefcase clutched tightly in trembling hands, facing down Robert Caldwell, the billionaire CEO of Caldwell Financial Group. What happened in the next 5 minutes would become the most talked-about moment in corporate America that year, a viral sensation that reminded millions why compassion matters more than profit margins. Marcus had been invited to pitch a community investment proposal, but the moment he mentioned needing to leave by 3:30 to pick up his daughter from school, Robert's face twisted into a sneer that made the entire room go cold. If you believe in the power of kindness, in standing up for what's right, and in second chances that can change lives, please hit that like button, drop a comment below, share this story with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means everything. Robert leaned back in his leather chair, his expensive suit catching the light as he laughed, a cruel sound that echoed off the glass walls. He mocked Marcus openly, calling him unprofessional, saying that real businessmen don't let their personal lives interfere with million-dollar deals, that maybe Marcus should reconsider his priorities if he wanted to play in the big leagues. The other executives shifted uncomfortably, their eyes darting between the powerful CEO and the single father who stood there, absorbing every cutting word with quiet dignity. Marcus had lost his wife Sarah to cancer 2 years earlier, and since then, he had been both mother and father to 7-year-old Emma, working 3 jobs while pursuing his MBA at night, sacrificing sleep and comfort to build a better future for his little girl. The room waited for Marcus to crumble, to apologize, to beg for another chance. Instead, something extraordinary happened. Marcus set down his briefcase, squared his shoulders, and began to speak in a voice that was steady despite the emotion behind it. He told them about Emma, about how she had watched her mother fade away in a hospital bed, how she had nightmares and needed her father to be there, consistent and present because she had already lost so much. He explained that his proposal wasn't just about returns on investment, but about building communities where children like Emma could grow up with opportunities, where families weren't forced to choose between financial stability and being present for their kids. Then Marcus did something that left everyone breathless. He pulled out his laptop and showed them the real numbers, the research he had compiled over 18 months of late nights after Emma had fallen asleep. His community investment model wasn't just compassionate, it was brilliant, showing projected returns that outperformed every portfolio Caldwell Financial had launched in the past 5 years. He demonstrated how investing in affordable housing, childcare facilities, and educational programs in underserved neighborhoods created economic ripples that generated sustainable wealth while transforming lives. The data was irrefutable. The vision was revolutionary. And suddenly the room full of executives who had been ready to dismiss him were leaning forward, captivated. Marcus looked directly at Robert and said something that would be replayed millions of times across social media. He said that being a present father didn't make him weak or unprofessional, it made him human, and that any company that couldn't understand the value of family wasn't a company worth partnering with anyway. He thanked them for their time, closed his laptop, and turned to leave, willing to walk away from the biggest opportunity of his career, rather than compromise his principles or apologize for loving his daughter. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you of what truly matters in life, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment telling us what moment moved you most, and share it with your friends and family. Stories like this need to be heard. Before we finish, please comment family first if you believe Marcus made the right choice. What happened next stunned everyone. Robert Caldwell stood up, his face transformed, no longer mocking but thoughtful, almost humbled. In front of his entire executive team, he apologized, admitting that Marcus had reminded him of something he had forgotten in his climb to the top, that success without humanity is just emptiness dressed in expensive suits. He offered Marcus not just the investment deal but a partnership, and more importantly, he implemented a company-wide policy ensuring that all employees, could prioritize family commitments without fear of judgment or career consequences. Marcus made it to Emma's school on time that day, and when he told her about what happened, she hugged him tight and said that Mommy would be proud. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply refuse to apologize for being human, and sometimes that courage changes not just your life but the lives of countless others watching from the sidelines, waiting for permission to put their families first too.